When you create an agreement, you can actually in Moxie allow that to create both a deposit invoice as well as your project so that you don't have to do any of those things. Get your agreement set up and then get to work. Let's take a look at how you can do that. So, click into the client that you're going to make the agreement with. You want to make sure you've got your contacts added here so that the agreement gets sent to all of the right places. We'll start by making a new agreement, either by clicking here or by clicking in the plus here and choosing agreement. So you can either choose a proposal, contract, quote, or start from a template that you've already created from your workspace settings. However, the quote and contract and proposal, those are all basically the same. You can add each of the blocks to each of these types of things. However, the proposal comes with the most of them already built in. The main difference is that your quote is going to just have an approve button where your contract and proposal will have a signature. Look at a proposal. So I'm going to create this proposal. It's going to have this standard, here's what you need, here is the awesome way that I'm going to solve it for you, and make sure that you include a project with some deliverables. This will be in here. You can manually add this. I am going to use one of my project blocks to show you that I have saved from a template. So I'm going to use this one. Because it has both my project name, it has a bunch of deliverables and rolling due dates from when my contract gets signed. I can always add more deliverables and add an extra one-time fee. You can click on these three dots to edit the settings here, and I want to make sure this enable automations and payment is on. If you don't want your contract to automatically create things in Moxie for you, you can always turn that off. You can add a new project name, use tasks from another project template, and ask for a certain percentage before you'll begin work. And I'm going to click on this approval to send initial invoice. It's also going to show them the initial invoice amount on the agreement. So now you can see here, this $5,000, which is 50%, like I set up, of my total is due before the project can begin. So we'll want to add in our, make sure our contract terms are here. And if you want, you can add in an integrated payment right here. So instead of having to send another invoice and get a signature plus something else paid, you're going to use integrated payment here. So this number is going to draw based off of what you have set here in your integrated payment. So for sake of me showing you how this works, I am not going to make myself pay, but I am going to sign my agreement here. Click sign and accept. So my signature is here. And then I'm going to share this with my client, and I'll give you a picture of what it looks like for your client. So you can either download this, you can send a Moxie email using one of your email templates, or you can just share it by a link. So we'll use this link to take a look at our proposal as a client. So here's what your client will see. It looks very similar, but they also have the option to save it or print it as a PDF, and they can also leave comments if they have any questions or anything that they need to be changed. Here is that $5,000 that needs to be paid as a deposit and the total amount plus all of my deliverables, my legal terms. And then they can sign this as well. And they'll click sign and accept, and woohoo, your proposal is now fully executed. So let's take a look at now what that does within Moxie. So you can see here, here is that agreement, and it will be here for you. So you can always go back and reference, hey, this is what we agreed to and not this other thing. So it helps protect you against scope creep. So then when we go into our projects, you can see that this project has automatically been created, and all of my tasks as well, along with my rolling due dates. So from the time that they sign the proposal, now I have these rolling due dates so that I know this is when it's supposed to happen based off of their signature. You can also see that my invoice has been created. I did take out that integrated payment, but if I had left that in, that this invoice would still show up here as a deposit once it's been paid. But now I've got a draft of my invoice ready to be sent out. And you'll also see I've got this invoice ready for approval here in my notifications. That was created based off of my proposal. I can add anything else to it that I need to, and then I can send that off as well. It does add an extra step. So for sure would recommend using that integrated payment when it comes to your agreement, because then you don't have to chase down two different types of things from your client. Instead, you can get started working knowing that they have already paid their deposit.